Hello everyone, my name is Abigail Robinson and I am going to give you the pleasure of talking about what it is to open an in-home daycare in the state of New York. And I actually love New York, so this is going to be a fun one for me. And because I love New York, let's do something fun, all right, before we get started. Imagine a parent calls you tomorrow and asks you, do you have any openings? Would you be able to answer yes or no? I would like for you to put that in the comments. Would you be saying yes, I'm ready, or no, not yet, still preparing things? Put that in the comments below because today I'm showing you exactly how to go from not yet to fully licensed and ready to enroll, specifically for opening an in-home daycare in the state of New York. Again, I am Abigail Robinson and I am a daycare owner and mentor helping providers open and grow successful childcare businesses with confidence. In this video, I'm walking you through how New York structures family childcare, okay? I'm going to be giving you what type of credentials and training you're actually going to need, the background checks and safety requirements, the real licensing timeline, your income expectation in New York, and the one thing most providers wish they prepared before they first enroll. So make sure you stay all the way to the end. Also, let's start with how New York handles in-home childcare. So, how does New York family childcare actually work? In New York, in-home daycare is called family daycare and is overseen by New York State Office of Children and Family Services, which is known as OCFS. There are two main levels. Number one, family daycare home in your home, usually up to 6 to 8 children, depending on the ages. Most providers start there. Number two is the group family daycare home, which is a larger program with an assistant, an approved assistant. You can care for about up to 12 to 14 children, which requires additional training and space. Most new providers will begin with the family daycare home and then they will grow later. Some of the basic requirements for providers to qualify in New York, in general, you must need to be at least 18 years or older. You need to live in the home where you will be providing care, which I think is obvious. You need to have the ability to read and communicate effectively. You need to provide a safe and suitable home for the children. And then comes the really big step, which is the background checks. New York requires criminal background check, fingerprinting, and child abuse registry check for all the adults living in the home. If they're 18 and older, they would have to have this done for them too. The approval cannot move forward without clearance for all adults. Next will be your required trainings and credentials. Yes, New York has clear training requirements. CPR certification for infant and child CPR are required, and it must be current and by an approved trainer. It cannot be done online. The training will have to be done in person. Also, first aid certification and pediatric first aid required, and these also must stay valid for when your licensor comes and check your certifications, making sure that they are not expired. Now let's get into what type of trainings you will need for the state of New York. The additional required trainings include healthy and safety training package, safe sleep practices, your emergency preparedness training, your child development basics, nutrition and supervision training. New York also requires an ongoing annual training hours to maintain your registration. You can reach out to your licensing representative so that they can point you in the direction of where you can get these trainings done. They can be done online by an approved program that is through the state. I like to think that this step is actually the fun part because now you get to prepare your home. But I also want you to consider that there are some things that are required in your home before you can get approval. Your home must meet these safety standards, and they are a smoke detector installed on every level of your home, carbon monoxide detector, a fire extinguisher must be accessible to you. Your emergency evacuation plan must be posted. Safe sleep setup for infants. your locked storage for medicines, chemicals, cleaning products, child-proof environment for indoor and outdoor must be safe. Your licensor will do a walkthrough inspection for your entire home to confirm that you are in compliance. So please get down. I like to give this tip about getting down on our hands and knees and looking at the area from a child's point of view, making sure that it is safe for them, that there aren't any holes or sockets that they can put their fingers into, because children like to explore. You want to make sure that they can't run into sharp edges or corners, that it is safe. There's nothing that's too small for them to put in their mouth because they also like to taste. Listen, make sure that it is safe for the children. You would hate that you do all of this work for you to come out of compliance and have to shut down because your home was not a safe environment for the children. At this point, you may be wondering, what does the application process actually look like? In the state of New York, what does that look like from beginning to end? And I'm going to go over that with you right now. Number one, you're going to contact your OCFS of your regional childcare office. You're then going to attend your orientation session. You're going to submit your application and your paperwork. You're going to complete all the fingerprinting and background checks that we spoke about. And then you're going to finish all the required trainings. Prepare your home, schedule your inspection, and then receive your registration or licensing. Listen, the typical time frame for all of this to get done takes between 3 to 6 months. So be patient, do not rush. It's going to all pay off in the end and it's going to be rewarding. Okay, now let's talk income. Let's talk about the funds, the money. What can you actually bring in? How much money can you actually make as an in-home daycare in the state of New York? New York childcare rates vary widely by region, okay? Many providers charge between $250 to $400 per week. Now, I'm going to give you some examples. If you were to enroll 6 children at $300 a week, let's do some math. That's 300 times 6, which is $1,800 a week, which then turns into $7,200 a month, which is then $86,000 a year. Group homes, you can earn more with an approved assistant in a larger area. Typical providers make between $60,000 a year to up to $100,000 plus a year. And that is not including maybe some subsidies or food reimbursement. Listen, you can get a very rewarding profit. I also want you to consider your expenses, but it's definitely something that you should consider if you're wanting to do an in-home daycare. I now want to share with you the step that most daycare owners skip. The step that prevents most startup problems is this one right here. Here's what many new providers learn the hard way, okay? Licensing would actually allow you to operate without this, but clear policies prevent misunderstandings, okay? I want you to know that a parent policy handbook is very critical. Before enrolling families, you should have payment policies and late fees. You should have illnesses and exclusion rules. You should have pickup hours and procedures. This discipline approach. What is your discipline approach? Parents would love to know this. Your emergency plans, your holidays and closures, your enrollment agreements. Listen, without these, even a licensed daycare can feel like a chaotic fast. Okay. That is why I created my fully customizable daycare policy handbook that took me forever to create. I made it fully customizable for you, my very own, available on my website at www.abigailzrobinson.com. This handbook is built from real daycare experience. Listen, it's fully editable for New York and or any state. It includes professional policies families expect. It saves you hours of writing and guessing, and it helps you be organized and confident. So if you're serious about opening an in-home daycare, this step, getting a parent policy handbook, will make your process so much smoother. Take my word for it. Now, once you've done everything, you're probably wondering, okay, how do I get enrollments, right? Once you're approved, what do you do? And I want you to know that you're going to need to set your weekly tuition. You're going to then create your daily routines. You're going to prepare learning and play areas. and then post them. Post them in local Facebook parent groups. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your church, tell your community, tell everybody to tell somebody. And then ask for referrals. Many providers fill spots faster than they expect once they're licensed. So do not be discouraged, okay? If you've babysat in the past, then ask those parents to give a word for you. Create a Google business where people can go and put reviews and they can locate you in your area. Huge, okay? But yes, these are the steps you're going to follow so that you can fill your enrollments. All right, and we're done. I'm going to stop running my mouth. If this helped you, go back and comment if you haven't already, yes or not yet. Tell me, what state would you like me to cover next? If you're not in New York and you're just watching this video and you'd like me to cover your state, put it in the comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, follow so because I'm going to be giving more advice about business tips to open a daycare. And again, you can grab my customizable policy handbook at my website at www.abigailzrobinson.com. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.